Welcome to the Lost Lowdown podcast 177 with your hosts, Claude and Justin.
What's up, guys?
Well, we're back, continuing our season 5 commentary series with episode 508, LaFleur.
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 Is that Fleur? Is Fleur flower?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. He's the flower. Because
He
he
is.
blossoms. This is him blossoming
That's
into
kind of true.
the new Sawyer.
New, improved Sheriff Sawyer.
The kind of Sawyer you might ignite a nuclear bomb for.
Exactly. Yeah. You can take him home to mama.
Take him home to mama before or after you die in a blast. Oh man, I remember this episode being so good. This was like such a great episode. I don't remember anything that happens in it, but I just remember Sawyer being great. I know it starts off with a hootenanny. I know there's some Miles stuff. But yeah, we're still in that crazy part of the season. I guess the time traveling is coming to an end. Locke turned the thing.
Yeah, I think that ended it. And basically, we haven't seen what happened yet.
Exactly.
The only thing we saw was the 316. When they first arrive and Jen's there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the cliffhanger that this is gonna resolve.
And then Charlotte died in the last episode, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it was the one before.
Oh.
Okay.
Because of the okay.
Yeah, because like 316 was totally the 316 stuff, and Life and Death of Jeremy Bentham was just the Locke stuff and the Man in Black stuff. So we haven't seen we haven't really seen the characters for real since episode 5. And that's the one where Charlotte dies. This place is death. She's the one who says that.
This place is totally death. She was right.
She was right.
Yeah. It's also home, Charlotte. Also home.
It is. Don't forget your home.
Too good for your home?
Yeah.
Yeah, what else? Like, that's all the intro I have for this.
I would say, like, my own perspective on it from the last time that I watched this, which was, before season 6. So we're talking 2010,
like
ish.
2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago. That's right. You heard me.
It's 2012 right now. The Mayans will be proven correct. The world is going to end. Barack Obama will remain president forever, so don't worry. We will not elect a celebrity president.
God.
No, it's 2018, and we're all upset.
Yeah, but we're trying not to talk about it, but it's hard not to. Anyway, what I remember from the last time I watched season 5 was that I really liked the first part, where they were time traveling, to different times, like, because there was something exciting about like visiting, all those different times. Yeah. And when it got to this, like, I felt like it just hit a brick wall, and I didn't mind this episode per se. It was really the follow-up stuff, and so I guess when I rewatched it, it was like, it was like, oh, now we're gonna get bogged down in like Dharma nonsense for like several episodes.
It's almost like that beginning of season 3 part, where it starts off really slow before it changes.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's how I felt about it last time. Like the episode itself is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just what it meant was like, well, but now I have to sit through like all this crap and the Radzinski and like,
oh no, Radzinski,
the Amy and the Horace it's all just he's our
all
you.
Right. Let's just end the podcast here. We've done enough. We've done enough.
But I will say that, like, this time, I mean, I don't know how it's going to come across when we do the commentaries, but like it really stood out to me this time. And you were way ahead on this. Just how terrible the off island stuff was written. You know, like
Hmm.
it was really a mess. Like getting them back here, like they really botched it in a number of ways.
Yeah.
Um, and the time travel stuff is like a little bit flimsy. I think it's still okay, but I guess like the first half of the season didn't seem quite as exciting as it did to me before.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Like maybe this stuff will seem more interesting this time. I don't know. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
mean, it just would have been nice if they really had to go back. You know, because like when you first hear that, you're like, "Oh man, they gotta go
Yeah,
back. Oh no, what does that
yeah.
mean?" And then
It
you
seems
watch
like
it
there must
again,
be
and
a
it's
specific reason.
well, you watch it again, and it's like, well, they have to go back because like somebody wants to get judged, and they have to go back because
Hmm.
like somebody thinks the people back there is in danger.
And Jack's
And then
sad,
yeah,
and
and then we have to go back because Jack is sad, and we got to go back because Kate is
Claire,
guilty. Yeah, she feels
yeah,
guilty, but it's
Aaron.
like the island didn't necessarily want them back, because the
Man in
island is
Black wants him
Jacob and
back so he
Jacob.
can kill them
Man in
and
Black wants
leave.
them back. That's true. That's
And
true.
really, like, he's the major engine,
Yeah.
because he sends Locke. He seems to, although we haven't established this, but there's indications that he might have manipulated Widmore and or Miss
Hmm.
Hawking, who
Well,
are
and it makes sense that he's the major engine because that's why he sounds like the locomotive sometimes.
good point. It's a metaphor
You
and
just cracked
literal.
it. Just cracked that
I
one. There
love
we
it.
go. Yep.
Everyone wanted their answer to that.
Now we got it.
Why does he sound like a roller coaster? Now we
Yep.
know.
Now we got it.
Get on the bus.
Um.
It's a train
Yeah.
doing too many things. But yes,
Get on the bus and take
transportation.
that train on the submarine to the spaceship. Yeah. Why
So
didn't he just
yeah.
turn into a bird and fly away?
You think if I could do that, I'd still be here?
Yeah, I swear, like him telling Son, like I didn't run you into no tree, and then him being like, if I could do it, if I was gonna, why would I? Yeah, that is weird. Like I don't know.
It's almost like
The
a baby or something.
yeah, I
Like
was
he
gonna say
can't
yeah,
like
the petulant child thing.
yeah. He
Yeah,
can't accept that like maybe there's just something you haven't tried.
exactly.
Like
You think
no.
if I could just turn to a bird, I wouldn't have come up with this 2,000-year-old loophole plan and spent all my waking hours figuring out how to manipulate the space-time continuum so I could get a guy from the future to go into the past who thinks he's the leader in the future, but when he gets to the future, no one's there but me to tell him to go to the past, and then I'll maybe get off the island when I take over his body that I convince his friends to bring back with them. You mean I could have been a bird this whole time and flown away?
It's so much simpler. I love that. It kind of reminds me of that thing from Lord of the Rings or from The Hobbit or whatever. Like, why don't the eagles
Mm-hmm.
just carry him there?
Yep. Yep.
Like it's like, oh, that would have saved a lot of time. And you can make up
Mm-hmm.
reasons why not, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
There's legitimate reasons why not, but also, yeah, the Eagles should have just taken them there.
it's like
Yeah.
save everybody a lot of trouble. And I feel like that would be if if we got Damon Lindelof on or something to address that. Like, of course, he would
Mm-hmm.
be like, well, you might say, I mean, he wouldn't definitively, but I would imagine it would be something along the lines of, the barrier or something about his
Mm-hmm.
connection to the source in the island or something like doesn't allow him to physically leave in any form.
Except when
Um,
he appeared to Jack
oh,
and when he was on
don't
the
mention
freighter to Michael.
don't mention that.
Except for those times, he can never do it.
Yeah, but that's different, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
It's like a projection, it's more like a
Mm-hmm.
walting.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sure, Damon, sure.
Because he's special, but not that special.
Why don't you go quit Twitter again?
Quit it again. Love that. He's
Go
got
join Team
Instagram now.
Quit. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he uses it too. I
He's
caught
asking
on. Some
for it.
people have caught on.
Some people... Quick, don't tell anyone.
I know. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Don't
I'll edit
harass
that out.
Damon on Instagram.
Don't harass him on his Instagram.
He doesn't need that.
Social media has not been kind to him.
I guess he's doing Watchmen. That's going to be his next show.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out.
Oh, man. Yeah. There's not a bunch of rabid fans who don't want him to ruin that.
That's true. I didn't really think about it that way. I guess with an established property and like rabid fandom, it's kind of a recipe for more hashtag assholing.
Yep. Yeah, Lost was something he created and he got hashtag asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, like the Prometheus stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he got a lot of blame for that. Even though Ridley Scott was responsible for a lot of that bullshit.
Yep. And they let him make another.
And they did! And nobody cared. Alien Covenant, so what?
So what? Who cares? Yada, 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 xenomorph. All right. Well,
are we ready to just turn it on? Dive in?
I think we jump right into this hootenanny. All right, everybody, get your players ready if you're gonna sync up with us for some LaFleur. LaFleur time. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Previously on Lost. Sawyer slept.
Smack.
Yep. Give me your shirt.
I don't know why they cut that out.
Push, Ben, push. I think you mean
no.
dislodged us from when?
I think I'm dislodged from time.
Having one of me time headaches. That's Charlotte.
Yeah, of course. Wrong.
No.
He was right about the first part, but not the everything else.
It happened because of one person left who didn't turn the wheel correctly.
He was right that it'll stop where it started. Yeah. That was it. Full stop.
But it's just conjecture. It didn't have to be true, but
totally
it was true.
Oh, look, there's a scary light down there.
I hope I don't fall in it. Oh, jeez.
Did the light cut the rope? Like, what happened? Or the dirt cut the rope?
I don't think the rope was cut. I think he just slipped from the turbulence.
Oh, he just slipped.
Yeah.
Oh, the rope's still there. Okay. Yeah.
James,
he's gone.
Don't try to save him.
This is that like Jack scene with Charlie and Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like his hand should come out of the ground now. Oh, I was wondering when this scene happens.
Yeah, boy. It's like a Burger King right there. All right, we got the statue.
Yeah, intact.
That's a pretty ingenious way to get the statue on the show.
Definitely.
Without technically doing a flashback?
Right. Yeah. So it definitely implies that they're pretty far back.
All this before.
Yeah, they're just kind of rehashing it. They cut out Christian.
I guess they want us to see this from their perspective at top.
Yeah, okay. I think that's the idea. We're going to see what happened to them this time.
Yeah, before you guys go explore that island with the statue people on it, let's get out of that time period quick.
Yeah, exactly. We have no time or budget to do that show.
Mm-hmm.
Wah wah.
He just can't win. It's like the only time anyone's ever cared that much about saving Locke.
So true. So true. This is definitely part of Sawyer's like becoming a hero arc.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when Jack's away, the Sawyers will play.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like Jack's presence made Sawyer worse.
Yeah, because he had to rail against the authority because he's the robot
Right.
guy.
Yep, that's the problem. Jack's the leader.
Yeah.
Fuck the leader.
Mm-hmm. Said no one ever, unless it's about something bad. But wait,
God.
Jin was time traveling. Did he? Oh, they haven't done that yet. Wait,
Yeah, they haven't done that
they're
yet.
in the 70s now.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
wait.
before the 3 years. Voila.
Prove it. But what about when Jin time travels with Rousseau? That had already
that was
happened.
before.
And then he
Yeah,
came
that's already
back.
happened. That was this place's death.
Okay. So he got separated from the group. Oh, okay, that was before he rejoined this group. Okay.
And then he reunited, yeah.
That's right.
After the Rousseau business.
Uh-oh, I smell a hoot nanny.
This is the hoot nanny.
Ha! Oh man, Mulholland Drive guy. Yeah, brownies from that stuff that was on the table in the orchid. Whatever that was.
We just thought we should put it in the brownies. Oh God. Oh, I remember being so excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like about the cabin.
Because Horace is here, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, oh, he just like went to the cabin and did something, and it's like so not about that. Even a little bit.
Not at all.
He's just drinking that Dharma whiskey. Smoking that Dharma cigar. Okay, that's not a cigar.
Yep, that's an explosive cigar.
Blowing up trees.
It looked like the smallest dynamite ever.
It did.
They were like, we have $500 for this special effect. This is all we get.
I think that's true.
They're doing that thing where you talk about the guy off screen and you build him up and it's never that big a deal.
And it's like, who is it? Who is it?
Yeah.
And like, who really could it be at this point?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be someone we know, right? Or why would it be a mystery?
Exactly.
So it's just like, well, okay, and now we know who it is.
Yeah, they didn't really hide that one.
I can tell from that alone.
Yeah.
They're trying to bullshit it.
He was like, I'm not playing that game. I'm not changing my voice. Did he just coin that phrase?
No one's ever said that,
No
Mr.
one's ever
LaFleur.
put those words together. It's almost like you're from the future.
You're a genius.
All right. Well, that doesn't work as well when you've seen this episode, but
no, it's a little less shocking.
No.
At the time, the idea was definitely more enthralling.
Yeah. And I did just forget we flashed 3 years, so he's worked his way up the ranks.
Yeah, they get to cut to this. They bypass the like intermediate stuff.
I like Sawyer with glasses. Oh, that's right. He wears glasses.
Yeah, he does. They established that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just stopped wearing them because he stopped reading books.
Right, exactly. But he probably has more time for reading now.
Great. It's a show I want to watch. The show where he has more time for reading.
I mean, soon he won't.
But in the
all the time
3
we didn't
years.
see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So is that like dynamite from the Black Rock? Because that's the only place on the island you can dynamite? Is that?
I think so. What's the dynamite place? I don't know. Maybe Dharma has their own.
Yeah, they do excavations and
Yeah.
blowing stuff up and hatch building and all that.
Special delivery.
She
One
recognized him
horse.
by the butt.
That's the butt. I know.
That's the butt I married. That's
Very small
thematically
trees with
similar.
very small dynamite.
Blowing up things next to the flame, that works.
Jim.
Mm-hmm. She's like, we have real phones here.
I know. It's like one right there.
The coconut telegraph. Not even the coconut phone. It's a telegraph.
Nope. They haven't
Not
gotten there
even a
yet.
regular telegraph, which is already old
Nope.
school. It's from coconuts.
Coconut based.
Oh,
Yeah, so I guess they're gonna
flashing.
skip back and
Oh,
forth here.
what? That's their thing?
I guess they're gonna show like the origin story along with the present day, and it'll be sort of like a flashback structure.
Yeah.
Red. Oh,
Red's dead.
Red's dead.
Red's dead, baby. Red's dead. Oh no.
I'm not gonna tell what.
Yeah, no, he knows that he talks to Charlotte later.
Oh, that's what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna tell her not to come.
Yeah.
Is that what he means?
Yeah, I think he's playing a whatever happened game.
Ah,
Maybe.
okay. I feel like there's almost a connection here between when he was crying in the mental institution.
Mm-hmm. God, it would have been great if they made that make sense.
Yeah, they didn't do that, but
No.
it at least is thematically similar.
He wasn't in a mental institution, was he? He was at home.
I thought that's what it was. There were other people there, and there was like a nurse and
I thought he was
medication,
at
and Whitmore
home.
came to visit.
Oh, was that when he was crying? Oh, okay. I thought he was
I think so.
at home for some reason watching TV. Huh.
Yeah, I think he was in some kind of like common room.
Oh, okay.
He just knows that. I don't know why he knows that. And they're also not there for good. You're going to come up with another wrong theory that's going to actually explain why you're not there for good.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. 2 wrong theories.
Until he checks back in. He's on vacation right now.
Maybe the others don't do arrows anymore.
It's weird that there's flaming arrows, and then there's the flame and the arrow.
It's true. I'll never be his deputy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the...
Never in 3 years will I ever work for that guy. Oh, they're bickering like a married couple.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when Claire was on this TV show?
Who?
Just remember we hadn't seen her in like
Oh.
forever.
Yeah, we're not going to see her this season.
Oh, that's
Spoiler
right.
alert.
That's right.
I was trying to remember what just happened here. This is the others.
I guess they're the hostile slash others. Yeah, this is one of those weird things where it's sort of their past. Yeah, here we go. But it's your present, so you could make it happen or not happen.
Right.
But from the other perspective, it all has already happened. So
Right.
you already did the thing you haven't done yet.
Yep. So go ahead and do it
So go ahead and
or
do it or
not.
not. Yeah.
Like they seem like halfway hostiles.
Yeah, like they really seem like just stock bad guys from a different TV show. They
Yeah,
just
they
walked
do. They just
in.
like parachuted in.
Yeah. Like, you know what
Like
we're gonna
here's a
do?
good.
We're gonna hassle some people at a picnic.
Right, and they kill this guy and like
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This whole scenario I think was ill conceived. I get why they did it, but
Yeah.
it never really worked for me. Was she supposed to know you? I don't understand.
He
Why
didn't
was
think.
that a big deal?
Well, he didn't think that far because he can't really say.
I guess so. Oh, that was the point. They didn't think about it.
Yeah. I'm out of here. He takes off running and leaves them. Tahiti. The island's nowhere near Tahiti because the island moves. Oh wait, that was wait. Is this guy that she's with dead?
Yeah.
That's not Horace then, huh?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
that's
This is the
Paul.
inciting incident that throws her into Horace's arms.
Oh, it's very Shakespearean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Hamlet said.
Love it. It's Shakespearean tragedy.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you'll get over him.
In 3 years, you'll have another shitty husband.
Because you make poor choices in men, lady. But don't worry, you'll have a baby who grows to be a psychopath.
Yeah, that's the good news. I forgot that was fucking
You'll
Ethan.
die in a poison
God
gas
damn it.
attack. Oh no.
They didn't notice.
Come on,
Come on.
Dan. Yeah,
Dan!
come on,
It
Dan.
was right fucking there. What was he
Yeah,
doing?
the 8 foot
Like
tall
staring at the
spires.
ground?
Yeah.
It's a little bit much.
She's looking at him like, you fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Oh, this
this.
is great.
Turn one off.
Yeah. It looks like some sort of exactly what it is or something.
Yeah.
None of your business, Lane. Hmm.
Yeah. I remember there's like something with a key. Yeah. You
Hmm.
first.
Wait.
Mm.
Oh, earplugs.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought she had like a key in her mouth, but it's the earplugs.
Did I do that?
That's all you have to do is fucking earplugs. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. You can defeat the sonic fence like that.
Yeah. I want.
Like the Man in Black should have figured that out.
Yep.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. Oh, that's a great answer.
Do you happen to know anyone who can deliver a baby?
Hmm. The person who Sawyer recently saw deliver a baby. I guess it's been 3 years, but
Didn't they just die before they even got to the point of the baby being born?
yeah.
I mean, not to split hairs, but
Mm-hmm. It was the first trimester, I thought.
yeah, if she got this far, like
Yep.
maybe it'll be fine.
Just like Sun's baby.
Exactly. What?
I'm the horse now.
They don't pay me enough for
He's
this.
like, I should have went to medical school in the States.
Exactly.
Dharma University. Should have known when their accreditation was written on coconuts.
I'm not licensed to practice anywhere but the barracks hospital.
Oh man.
Oh right, his English is good now.
Mm-hmm. Why do they care about Amy and her baby?
I don't know.
Okay. Just
General
checking.
reasons.
Just checking.
Because they saved her that one time? I'm not really
They
sure.
were really invested.
Yeah, it kind of just seems like business. As long as it takes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As long as it don't take much longer.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's not going to be that much longer.
I did it. I did that one thing that I was trying to do, but sort of in a completely different way. So it doesn't
Yeah,
really
it
count.
feels kind of rushed too. I get why they wanted to get to that moment, but also it's with a character we don't really care about, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not quite satisfying. I feel like the Afterlife Gi-on's better. Uh-oh, not the pool room.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place where you do interrogations.
Nothing good happens in the pool room.
Nope.
Somebody's pulling a long con.
Yep.
The boat captain.
The book. I do feel like with what they know, it's like it's easy to come with a story of how you ended up there because it really does happen.
So many people get rigged.
Oh, now he's gonna use the inside
There we
knowledge.
go. I have though. I just can't say. Hmm. You see, we have a list.
It's like Reservoir Dogs all of a sudden.
It is Reservoir Dogs.
When they're
How much?
filming it like
How
this.
much do you tip? Right? Talk about Madonna. Why are we in Reservoir Dogs?
It's really weird.
But what music is playing?
There it is. There it is. Wrong song.
Oh, wrong song. Charlotte.
Uh-oh.
I know. There it is.
But Mom.
I don't want to stop playing. Hello, Daniel.
Yikes.
He didn't ask for ID. He didn't like,
Mm-mm.
what's the name of your boat? Like,
It was the 70s.
I love that. It's Creole.
No time to answer. Oh, hostile attack?
Yeah. Is this when like
Oh,
Alpert shows up?
yes. Yes. That's it. Oh, Phil.
Mm-hmm. So could Julia go and write a message to herself in her house and say, Ben won't let you leave?
Yeah, I mean, if it stays there, if no one else like throws
Yeah.
it away or destroys it or whatever, like, yeah, I would think that's possible.
Man,
The
that's so
picture was
weird.
still there
Yeah.
supposedly, so
But I guess it would be like, even if she did it, then she never found it, or
yeah,
it just
exactly.
never worked
Whatever
out.
happened
Whatever
happens.
fucking happened. TV's Nestler
Man, he looks
Carbonol.
he looks old as shit. Damn.
But his eyeliner is still on point. Ricardus.
Yeah, does he never see Juliet?
I
Or
don't
does
think he
he?
sees her.
Because that's a weird
Yeah.
thing. If he
They
knows
would
she was
just
here during this
they would
time.
just say he forgot what she looked like.
He forgot what she looked like. Yeah,
Doesn't
okay.
remember her face.
It's just like the Jen Rousseau thing. But they interacted a lot. He recruited her.
Oops.
We have earplugs. Yeah,
You
okay, there were
vile, awful
others.
ones.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Forgot they called that out. He should have been like, how do you know he has eyeliner?
Yeah.
You're seeing him for the first time in the dark, 50
Yeah.
yards away. All right. Honey, I didn't get this far without making up some improvising.
I say yes and.
What's a hoss?
Hoss.
Yeah, he's using slang from the future. I'm just a man. Man, if Sawyer played his cards right, he could like be the leader of the others.
Yeah. That's really all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Just understand the time travel. They love it.
It seems like such a great power.
Yeah. Make all these predictions.
Mm-hmm. There's a sheriff who will demand it. Oh, he's not dead.
Who's not
Yeah,
dead? He's not
this is
dead?
Paul. Yeah,
Oh. After all that?
I know.
Uh-oh. Oh, I guess he
Oh, he
is
is dead.
dead.
They just haven't buried him.
Yeah. Why?
But you have to do it, which will be immeasurable.
Irrevocable and fatal.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's
Mm-hmm.
okay with you, I mean,
There will be some casualties of your closest friends, but besides that,
what are they gonna do with his body? I don't understand.
you don't want to know.
You gonna take him to the temple? I don't know why that would be a good idea. We got a ritual? Viking funeral? Not an Ankh.
Oh no, what does that have anything to do with anything? He was an Egyptian.
That explains everything.
Paul means pharaoh. just paid those guys to go and try to kill
Oh
Paul.
man, I love that idea.
Like he wanted to go build his cabin, but then the
Mm-hmm.
hostiles were there and they were messing with him.
Yeah.
And he bargains a deal. Locke will be back, but he's already somewhere else. Why would he be coming back to the past?
Yeah.
I guess she's gonna explain that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I had this conversation last time I saw this episode.
Yep.
Isn't it? That's why I said it. Man, that should have been a Sixth Sense reference.
Yeah. Cut to 3 years later.
Right. What could happen in 2 weeks?
There it is.
Oh man. Everything's perfect.
Casual
Nothing
Sawyer.
upsets its balance. Yeah. Sleeves 3/4 rolled
Button
up.
undone at the top.
Mm-hmm. Little paisley.
Yeah. LaFleur.
LaFleur. He's LaFleur.
There it is.
Wow, he totally LaFleured.
I feel like I didn't catch that before.
Yeah, I know.
I was just like, oh, a flower.
It's Creole. It's for the prettiest blonde in the room. So it's for me. What did he believe in her with?
the
for?
pregnancy birth thing.
Hmm.
That she could do it, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. For 2 more weeks.
For 2 more weeks.
2 weeks at a time, James.
Ha!
Oh, I thought that was the end. All right.
This is a weird
I
cut.
guess not. I
No,
remembered
something
the
has to
episode ending there.
balance.
Oh, now I remember what the end is.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Took me a second. Wait, so oh, okay. We're still in the same like timeline here.
Mhm. Bad news is he's Ethan.
Yeah, it's real bad.
That's my favorite kind of baby.
It's like totally in my top.
This is my top 2 favorite kinds of babies.
Oh no.
Because all Dharma socks are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, the Egyptian pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is.
There it is. Oh,
Ah,
they're teeing this
I
up.
forgot how that came up.
Oof, it's so long.
Is it long
Ooh,
enough?
just enough
Let me
time.
tell you.
You can get over 3 people in 3 years. Maybe she was a girl. I don't remember anymore now.
She had a lot of hair.
Wow. The deepest cut on the show, I swear. The deepest cut. Why? Are you having memory issues?
Yeah,
Like,
from
is
the
this an
island.
effect of the island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Here
Uh-oh.
we go. Tattoo scene.
Oh, right.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not happening. He's like, keep that lower back
Yeah. Yeah.
covered.
Let's never speak of that.
Coconut phone. That's what I act like when everything's okay.
Yeah, it's my normal face.
Mm-hmm.
He usually
This
calls
is
me in
my
the
nothing's
morning.
wrong face.
I don't know. Dharma had blue Jeep.
Mm-hmm. Blue Jeep, blue van.
Yeah, maybe it matches. Maybe I have like I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining some other vehicle from some other show. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was happening already.
Yep. This is a big
Who? Wait,
deal.
who are you?
I forgot everybody's faces. He's like, Kate! I just remember a lot of hair. Oh, man. TV's Evangeline Lilly.
Yep, they had to step out one at a time.
Yeah, you can't all reunite at the same
Yep.
time. Law of television.
Oh shit.
That's your face? I like that face. How did I forget? All right, LaFleur. What a weird
There it
episode.
went.
Wow.
Ba-boom.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Wow.
um, got the job done.
Yep.
You know, efficiently.
Yeah, I totally see the storylines becoming problematic now.
Yeah,
Now that these characters are back, because now it's all going to be about, well, we can't stay here anymore because
exactly.
we don't all fit in anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like what happened in this one was fine, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the beginning of the ends for Dharma being interesting, which is weird because it's like the first episode where you really see anything. But
The one thing they didn't really accomplish with LaFleur, I don't think, is setting Sawyer up to be the hard ass that they pretend he is in the beginning when they're like, "Oh, you
yeah,
better not wake up
yeah, I
LaFleur."
agree. I agree.
Like they didn't really kind of
It
set that
fits
up. He was
more with
just
like the Sawyer
in
persona we
charge.
know than
Yeah.
with the Sawyer persona we actually see.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel
Seems like
like,
LaFleur's the kind of guy you can wake up if there's a
yeah,
problem.
yeah, like he might say "son of a bitch," but like he's not gonna
Yeah,
like tear your head off if it's a real thing.
exactly. But yeah, overall, pretty interesting episode. Yeah, I like the setup of the baby, so we'll get that later. That's or what's the name?
Oh God.
Ethan. I love
Oh.
when Juliet's like, I gotta put this baby down.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it's really weird. That's I kind of wish they developed that a little more. Um I feel like that's a story that I always wondered about and we never really get much on it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Why did Ethan, because they spend a lot of time on Ben, which it makes sense. I mean, Ben's a bigger character, but like why he would leave, why he would join the others. But in the case of Ethan, they just kind of show him as a baby and then they show him with Ben,
Mm-hmm.
kidnapping Russo's baby. And it's like, how did you get there? Like, what happened? You know?
Yeah, that's a whole part of the story that we didn't get to. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed like strange and implausible without like more information. Because I guess like Horace is kind of a drunk, like Ben's dad was,
Mm-hmm.
but I still didn't get the sense that he was as bad.
Yeah. All the best cowboys have daddy issues. Gotta love it.
And I
Oh, good.
and I'm still just confused. I mean, I feel like it's the answer is like it doesn't matter, which is why they don't spend any time on it, but this whole like my people need justice, so we're gonna take this guy's body. And not only, I mean, they were
Yeah.
like, okay, so is the hold on, is the story that they were like in hostile territory and that's why, like, is that what
Well,
happened?
I don't know. I don't know if those guys. Yeah, I don't know.
Like they
Maybe
went
like
outside the
they
the
trespassed or
neutral
something.
zone or something, and
The Romulans attacked. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like is that the reason? Because otherwise it's like it doesn't really seem like, I mean, they shot that guy first and killed him.
Yeah, Sawyer didn't do a good job. It seems like it was lost on Richard that those guys were being bad and
Yeah.
they deserved to die. At least in self defense.
It's just like it seemed
Um,
like they didn't have time to bother with any nuance to the story. And so it was just like very like, are people dead? You give
mhm.
us
We
thing.
need we need body for justice.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and the
Oh,
ends
that's
like
why.
there's no like that doesn't really
I
make any
agree.
sense.
The storytelling was very fast and generalized.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like it's a good example of like using the others but not actually giving us anything of
Mm-hmm.
value about
Mm-hmm.
them. It's like are they just harassing people for no reason, or was there a purpose to it? Um
Yeah, I mean, they put a bag over Amy's head, like
yeah.
something was about to
Or
go
they were
down.
gonna like kidnap her. I mean, that's what they did with Jack and Hurley and Sawyer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When they took him to the Hydra Island, like they were gonna take him to some place they didn't want him to see. They're gonna take him to the temple or their camp somewhere.
Yeah,
Or
it was Amy. Is Amy a candidate? And
yeah,
Jacob put her on a list, and he
yeah,
wants her to something something.
exactly. Yeah, for all we know, it's something on that level. Like, and so if Richard was clearer that we have a leader and we have a mission on the island that we're supposed to, and Dharma are intruding on that, and it seems like there should be more to the story, but it just comes off like,
Mm-hmm.
well, they were just a couple of assholes, but we're gonna ask for justice anyway because like we need this to like resolve the conflict between these new people, Sawyer's people, like coming into the Dharma Initiative. Like it gives them a way to make themselves look good. and
Mm-hmm.
trustworthy, that they like help them out of this situation with the hostiles, but it just seems overly contrived for that purpose, and that they don't really think through the consequences or the context for like what is actually happening there in the larger story of what's supposed to be happening, others versus Dharma, the others in general,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah,
just
it's just weird that I couldn't tell how much time had passed. I guess I don't know. I can't really tell how much time has passed. But like, why wasn't Paul buried? What were they waiting for? And I know they
yeah,
want the whole point is for her to get the Ankh, but like they could have buried him in the ground and then she takes the Ankh, and it's the same idea that she holds
yeah,
on to that.
yeah. But I guess it's like they have to give Richard something,
Mm-hmm.
and it just seemed like the simplest, like, well, what do we have to give Richard? I mean, there's this dead body lying around, maybe he wants that.
Well, the Bible says an eye for an ox,
Right.
so
Exactly, I remember that passage.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, overall, pretty good episode. Yeah, it doesn't have the same impact it did when I originally saw it, of course.
Yeah, it's more shocking when you don't know that it's coming.
Yeah.
You don't know that, I mean, we had the Jin thing, but you don't understand the significance of, like, no, they spent 3 years living in Dharma. They're working there, they're interacting with the
Mm-hmm.
people, they're in the group photos. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a huge part of their lives. If you go do
Mm-hmm.
something for 3 years, like, you're gonna remember that.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Like, they spent more time with the Dharma Initiative than they ever will spend with the other Lost characters.
And that's why the Dharma Initiative people go to the Flash sideways with them, right? In the afterlife. Because they had their strongest bond with those people in the 70s, right? That's what I remember seeing.
Yeah, fucking Miles didn't even make the cut. Like, his deputy. Like,
He's a
what the
deputy.
hell?
Yeah.
What, that didn't earn him a place? Like, I
Wow.
don't get it. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he didn't have a plus
Yeah.
one? What's the problem?
Yeah, that's weird. They should have all been in the church at the end.
Yeah, it's sort of like yeah, like, all or don't do it like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or say we can't tell why we're the group that's here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Don't give
yeah.
us a reason and be
Defining it
like,
in that
well,
way, it just calls into question, like, so you're telling me that, like, this
mhm,
stuff was insignificant? Like, why are you saying your
mhm,
own show storyline didn't matter that much? Like,
yeah.
what's wrong with you?
What are you, X-Files?
Exactly. Good point. Yeah, when TV shows do that, like, it seems like a bad sign. Like, don't
Mm-hmm.
don't write in that, like, your own shit doesn't matter. Like,
Ah.
that's bad. It's a bad
Oh
move.
man.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's really like this is the beginning of some of those problems, and it is like it is super rushed in a way,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they really want to, like, get to an endpoint really efficiently, and so
Mm-hmm.
they just really shortcut a lot of stuff.
Yeah. This is the shorter season too, and
Yeah.
but it's funny that we get no Claire this season.
Mm-hmm.
And they that's by design. Like they were like, who we don't need to see this
Mm-hmm.
season is Claire.
Yeah.
Like we have nothing for it's like we have nothing for her to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't even write her into any of these other storylines.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, okay, like, so I get that, like, okay, I wonder what the thought process was, like, once they decide to give Aaron to Kate, I
Mm-hmm.
think at that point, like, Claire's not getting off the island. I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
signal. So, okay, so if Claire's not getting off the island, what's going to
Yeah.
happen to Claire? Like, basically there's two options. Either she dies, or
Mm-hmm.
she ends up in the Dharma Initiative. And, you know, I think they could have theoretically done either thing.
Yeah.
But if she
Well, she could
dies,
have.
it takes away
She could have.
Kate's, motivation to come back. And if she lives, then as soon as she gets back, Kate's going to be there. So I guess I
Yeah.
kind of understand how, if you think it through that way, they're like, well, no, she has to stay behind but not be with the main group, and therefore off screen.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, because I was going to say she could have time traveled with them, just not together with them,
Right.
but she's just living
They
off of
could
the
have Rosen
woods.
Bernarded her,
Yeah, exactly.
and that would have.
But like having her be specifically sequestered by the man in black was a
Yeah,
weird
I
thing.
don't think that worked very well. I feel like
Hmm.
she could have gone. I mean, that's the thing. Like it made the Rousseau storyline weird because they made the parallel with Rousseau like really explicit, but the man in
Yeah,
black like
but
literally lied to her about where her baby was, unlike
yeah,
the
but
other
and that's the
case.
thing. They could have done the exact Rousseau storyline and said, because Claire, she lost her baby during the time traveling and spent all this time frantically searching,
Yeah,
assuming the others
yeah,
took the baby, and then she went crazy because of it. But instead they throw Man in Black in there who has this like maybe not power of influencing people. So then you
yeah,
go, okay, so she's crazy because he claimed her, but not really. But he also influenced her just verbally by lying to her.
right,
But that's why she's crazy, but not really. So they just muddle up the whole thing, and it's
yeah,
like I don't know why she's like the way she is when we find her later. There's several possibilities. They could have done the straightforward thing that she spent years thinking she was the worst mother ever
yeah,
because she lost her baby.
yeah. I mean, I think they need to rewrite the whole Christian part where she's in the cabin and all that. Like, I think that's where things
Hmm.
went wrong.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if like she gets separated and she has to survive in the wild and they leave, like it's sort of like what they thought
Hmm.
happened. Like they leave
Yeah.
and they don't know what happened to her, but they have the baby, you know.
Hmm.
Then yeah, then she could have just been Rousseau like, and it would have been logical in a way, and it would have been consistent with the way Rousseau became that way.
Yep.
Because it's like Rousseau wasn't claimed. No one ever said that. No one ever said the man in black was telling her that the others took her baby. She saw it happen.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't bullshit. You know, so and then like they didn't really do anything with it. I mean, the claiming thing is a disaster for everyone, including Saeed, and
Everybody.
it's like it never works. But like, she really just like snaps her fingers later and is like, oh, okay, never mind. And then they just get on the plane and it's fine. And it's like,
Yep.
well, why bother? I just feel like you
Why
gotta go.
bother?
If you're gonna go down that road, I feel like you gotta commit to that. Like she's infested by the darkness now, and like really portray that. Don't just do a half-ass
Hmm.
version. Like,
And then they could have ended it with, see, Claire, that's why you weren't supposed to raise that
yeah,
baby. Like, this is the
oh yeah,
long story coming true.
yeah,
This is why.
yeah. That could have been more interesting, and even tie back to that. Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
that would have worked
Yeah.
better. The normal Rousseau version would have worked better. No, Claire,
Hmm.
Claire, the baby came with me, like blah blah blah. It would have been the same, but without the
Hmm.
man in black bullshit. And then it would have been
Without the
better
weird. Yeah, exactly. Cut out that middle part.
because it's just that didn't work. I mean, it had
I'm with
potential,
him.
but
He's my
oh
dad, but not really. I don't even know if I know that.
god.
I guess I met him. Yeah, I guess I met him in the past. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
met.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she
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 knew.
saw him. Okay.
She knew. She even says it when she sees Christian, like, Dad?
Yeah, Dade,
Dade?
Dade, is that you, Dade?
Is that English?
Is that your Keanu Reeves? Pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was my Keanu Reeves.
Is this the Matrix?
Yeah,
He never says that, does he?
sure, I'll go.
Sounds like an excellent adventure. It's getting close to Jack Nicholson. If you push it a little bit more.
Yeah, you're right. It's weird.
Um,
It's a fine line there.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
knew?
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for being on the LaFleur journey. It was nice to be back to the Hootenanny.
Kind of breezy, kind
Yeah.
of like functional.
It was
Not
clunky though.
terrible,
It
but
was a
definitely
clunker.
clunky.
Yeah,
And
it was
I think
fun
it's just the
still.
start of a lull because like
Yeah.
now the characters are all stuck there, and so now like
Instead of LaFleur, it's just lol,
lull.
lol clunker.
Yeah, so I remember during this period, I enjoyed it much more when they went to the future and it was the Man in Black like bin stuff because like
Yes.
there was more drive to the narrative of like
Mm-hmm.
going places and like the Dharma stuff is just so like stuck in this place and there's like nothing happening. It just takes
Well, and it's
forever.
also whatever happened happened, so
Yeah,
nothing really
that's a
new
problem
can really
too.
happen. So,
And they really try to hype
you
it
know,
up, with like the incident and
yeah.
but
Well, I was just gonna say, if only they were there to stop the incident from happening and
yeah,
saving the world, then it would all be worth it.
nah,
Nah, indeed.
let's
This
not
is
do
literally what
that.
the show said.
It is
Nah.
really like that could have been and I guess this happens on shows a lot where they have these long running plot lines and they figure out a way to incorporate, something that they reference in the past like in a future. Like sometimes it feels like they just had an idea for a story and they just kind of put in, you know, like it kind of reminds me of how the like Die Hard with a Vengeance script like started off as like just a separate, totally separate
Yeah.
story. There's like Simon Says, and it was just an action movie with that villain doing the thing he
Mm-hmm.
does in the movie. But then they were like, no, let's make it a Die Hard movie, and then they just throw in, you know what I mean? But it wasn't
You
conceived
put
that
in those
way.
characters, and now it's Die Hard. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like I'll just throw in Radzinski and just throw in like the incident. And
Mm-hmm.
basically it's like Radzinski is just the asshole who's gonna like be the antagonist, and the incident is just like basically literally an incident that will, be the source of the drama that will lead to them going back to the future. Like, but it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really matter that it's the incident. Like it could have been anything,
Yeah.
really.
It could have been anything. Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, and I guess that's the part that kind of annoys me. I want them to like
Yeah.
really do something with the incident if they're gonna mention
Mm-hmm.
it. You know,
Yeah.
and same with Radzinski. Like, give me something interesting about Radzinski. Don't just make him generic bad guy.
I mean, and the whole thing with the incident goes right back to the Swan Station, which it's the beginning
Yeah,
of the show, So it would have been so nice to have that sort of cyclical feeling of here's this important station that was on the show that had to do with, ostensibly saving the world. And then, okay, now we're going to go back in time and show you the incident that necessitated this thing being built.
yeah,
And although we were going to build it anyway,
right,
because there was some other reason we were building it,
right.
but now the reason we're building it is to keep the energy in
The new
check.
reason, yeah,
The new
yeah. They made
reason,
the
yeah.
new reason
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah. Hmm.
So it's like we'll never know what the original Swan Station was going to be.
I guess we're just gonna observe the energy or something or study it, but
Yeah,
then they had to like make it where it was gonna
stop it
prevent
all the
it.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't really study it anymore. Just push the stupid button forever. The end.
The end. And Brzezinski's like, no, I'm just gonna kill myself and be done with
Except
this.
there's a fail safe and whatever. Anyway,
Oh, don't get into the
when you
failsafe.
unravel things, sometimes it's like I don't know if
Yeah.
any of that really works when you step
Yeah, it's
back.
like why don't you just like go ahead and turn the failsafe and then no
Yeah,
one has to press the
it
button
would
all the
save
time.
everyone a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
And I know it's
Hmm.
like, oh, the consequences, unpredictable, dangerous. But it's like, it's
Yeah.
already dangerous. Like, you
Who are
already are
you quoting Miss
saying,
Hawking?
yes, of
Are
course.
you quoting her? Like, who knows what would happen if you don't do this
If you
play
don't put the
exactly the same
shoes
way.
on.
And there better not be any scuff marks. Or God help you.
God help us all.
Not even the queen can save you in this case. And she's the queen.
Yeah,
Um,
in a way, like she could do anything.
have you seen those fashionable hats?
Like in a way, I'm getting this vibe of, and I think back to like the red shirts all being killed off in like one quick scene, of
Mm-hmm.
um, like I was listening to this Game of Thrones podcast where they were talking about the books and how the show like deviated from the books over time, and the phrase they used was "efficiency is coming," which I thought was a really good way of describing the way the TV show, like in the early days would, I mean, adaptations always truncate because the written form always takes way longer. But
Mm-hmm.
over time, the truncation became like way more pronounced. And they were just like
Interesting.
barreling through storylines in this like
Well, that makes
ridiculously.
sense.
And I feel
Yeah,
like that's
because
kind of what's happening with Lost.
yeah, it makes sense that the efficiency increases over time because over time there's more things that are being left out,
Yeah.
therefore less
Harry
things
Potter was like that too.
to build off of from the adaptation. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I guess that's literally the problem. And it's like the story's like in a way becoming more complicated, but you're having less and less time
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm. You can't invest in those
do
complications or
anything with
depict them
it.
because you didn't do it in the previous seasons to set those things up.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so just yeah, starting with this season and like somewhat in season 4, but I feel like even more
I think
pronounced.
it's
It really seems like they're like rushing things.
well, part of it is the shorter season, so I think that is the efficient. That's one
Yeah.
part of the efficiency too, is that we're seeing is things seem like it's going faster. But yeah, I think I think they're also riding towards the
Right.
destinations more specifically than they were before too, so
That's
that probably
true.
helps that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there is a kind of it does feel like we're heading towards something.
Yeah. Which, like, at the time, I liked that idea,
Hmm.
because I mean, the aim of the show that's just like on the, 500th, Claire flashback. It's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
stop, please. Like,
Hmm.
it's enough. And, that was the tattoo episode, where it was just like, we can't keep
Yeah.
doing this. Like, the show's going to go nowhere, you know?
Now we'll do an episode about other people's tattoos.
Exactly. But yeah, it is like it is sort of like they went to the opposite extreme, or maybe I don't know. You know they didn't think that dwelling on those details really mattered that much for the story that they really wanted to focus on. More so
Hmm.
on the core group and how they relate to each other, and all these like extra characters are just kind of like floating in the background, and we don't really need to spend any time on them because that's not what the show's about, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really felt it in this one that it was like that was a lot to cover. Oh, I should mention
Yeah.
one mystery that went unresolved was what happened to Dan. Because we see Dan in the flashback, and I think his last scene was the Reservoir Dogs one where he sees Charlotte, and
Oh yeah. And then he's
he's
just
not
kind
in
of
the
out of the story.
present with no real explanation. So that was a question they left us with. Like,
Oh, interesting.
where did
Yeah,
he
yeah,
go?
yeah.
Um,
I guess he's. What does he do? Huh.
oh, you don't remember?
I don't
Should I leave
remember. I
it?
know. Well, I know we get back to the opening scene from the beginning of the season at some point.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that implies that he comes back at some point. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not that they do a whole lot with that storyline. In fact, I don't even know why they do that, except to sort of create a drama when he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I'm not really sure what the point of that was. Um, but yeah, I think that was um, one of the biggest questions that we had.
I did like that Sawyer brought up, in his effort to sort of outmaneuver Richard in this scene. He brought up Jughead and said, "Did you guys bury it?"
Oh yeah.
So that's a nice setup for later.
Keeping that idea
Mm-hmm.
alive, because that's
Yep.
yeah, that's the kind of thing where I feel like I should have, and I don't actually remember what I even thought about it, but it's clearly like a Chekhov's, hydrogen bomb
Yep.
situation where if you introduce that, you can't just move on and never
Mm.
speak of it again.
Yeah.
Like that's
Not on a show like
just
this.
that's just not normal. So yeah, and bringing it up again is like keeping that idea alive. Oh right,
Yep.
I forgot. Sawyer was actually there in that scene. Oh, did he talk to Sawyer or did he just talk to Locke?
I think Locke is the only one who went down there
Okay,
to
okay,
talk to Richard. Yeah, the rest of them stayed behind,
okay, okay.
so as not to have problems like what could have occurred here.
Right, right. Like, oh, I remember you from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
You
they tried
haven't
to
aged a
like.
day.
I think that's also a disappointment for me as far as the time travel, and I understand why they did it, and I guess again it in a way goes back to efficiency. But I feel like what they tried to do was make the time travel matter as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sort of crossover potential of it. Like they tried to minimize it. And
They have to, or else it just gets
yeah.
too
Well, that's what I was
convoluted.
saying. Like I get why they did
Yeah.
it, but in a way it's kind of disappointing because it just means that
Yeah.
as crazy as it seems, it doesn't matter that much, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I guess I want it to matter more, and they tease it, we get he's our you, and that's sort of a Terminator type thing. But it ends up being the answer ends up being like, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't even remember because of the temple or something.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's another example of like, oh, this seems like a big deal. Nah, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, one of the strangely not coincidental features of the temple water is he won't remember any
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
this.
It's very convenient temple waters.
Mm-hmm.
They do just what we need.
Yep. Not always when we need them.
That's true. And like maybe they corrupted Ben too. I don't even know. It's confusing.
Or
Temple
was he
waters are
already
a
corrupted
mess.
because his dad was
It
bad?
seemed that way, but then like Alfred's like he's gonna lose his innocence and he'll always be one of us. It's like I don't even know what that means.
Yikes.
Yeah, I
How about we
know.
not take him to the temple then?
I agree. I agree. It's
Yeah.
questionable, but it's like it's presented as like the only way he'll survive.
Yeah, and that's a weird thing that they could have come back to is when Ben is about to kill Jacob and he's like, "Why me?" or "Why did you
Yeah.
not?" What? And he could have been like, "Bitch, you were tainted. You got, Man in Black all up in you. Like, I can't be talking to you."
I like that idea though, but it's interesting because it raises again like anything that complicates things. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
But when Saeed goes in the pool, they're like, oh, it's tainted now, as though it wasn't tainted before.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was
It
already
wasn't tainted
tainted when
before,
Ben went in there
but
in the
it's the
70s.
same result. It's the same possible result. Or
Yeah.
it's almost like they're conflating them saying Ben might get tainted, and that's supposed to be set up for when Saeed
Mm-hmm.
gets tainted, and
Yeah.
we're supposed to like think about those two things that way instead of thinking that that's the reason Ben is corrupted.
Right.
Because the thing I don't like about that idea is that it kind of like lets Ben off the hook for his badness,
Yeah.
where it's
I
not
agree.
really his fault. None of his actions are
Yeah, it's
really
like
his
midi
fault.
chlorians for his evil.
And that's the best way to phrase that possible. Yeah, there it is. Midi chlorians for evil. So basically, Ben became a Sith Lord. I think that's actually right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's fucking Palpatine.
Yeah.
He's totally Palpatine.
Yeah.
And he carries Order 66 or whatever it is when he destroys the
Oh
Darvin issue.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow. They just did Star
Of course they
Wars.
did. They're all
Hurley
Star
should have
Wars
Hurley
fans.
should have caught that when he was rewriting Empire Strikes Back.
I agree.
Wow, they totally just did Star Wars, and Ben is Ben is Palpatine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're right. It's really
Well, we
weird.
solved the show once again. Every episode, we
Every
solve it in a
time.
new way.
I don't know how it keeps
Yep.
happening.
Yeah, we're just so good at this. That's why we can never stop ever.
Ever.
Ever, never, ever. It's the deal we made with the devil. I mean, it's our fun hobby. All right, everybody. Well, join us next time for our state mandated podcast. I mean, our fun hobby that we will continue to do forever because we love it. And not being forced to say this under duress.
Certainly not.
No. All right. Until next time. Thanks and namaste.
Namaste and good luck.